I've come to Ramsbottom, a market town in the metropolitan borough of Bury in Greater Manchester. Historically in Lancashire, Ramsbottom is on the River Irwell in the West Pennine Moors, 4 miles north of Bury and 12 miles north of Manchester. The M66 motorway runs to the east of the town, linking it north to the M65 and south to the M62 and the Manchester Outer Ring Road. The name Ramsbottom is believed to originate from Old English words that mean Valley of the Ram. The town's Victorian architecture, Pennine landscape and industrial heritage, including the East Lancashire Railway, contribute to heritage tourism in the town. Ramsbottom developed as a manufacturing and mill town. With a readily available source of water power, Sir Robert Peel purchased land in the town in the late 18th century to start a major manufacturing career. This effectively established Ramsbottom as a standardised settlement. The factory system and industrial revolution facilitated a process of unplanned urbanisation in the area, helping it become an important and heavily populated mill town. Several industries included calico printing, cotton spinning, machine making, rope making, and iron and brass founding. The area is characterised by its position on the south side of the West Pennine Moors. The high ground rises sharply on either side of the town, with Holcombe Moor, Harcles Hill and Bull Hill to the west, and Top of the Hoof, Harden Moor, Scout Moor and Whittle Hill to the east. Ramsbottom is on the path of the Irwell Sculpture Trail. This is the Tilted Vase by Edward Allington, a sculpture both classical in shape to reflect the surrounding buildings, but apparently bolted together to reflect the old industries. This piece of work, located in Marketplace, weighs around 2 tons and locally known as the Urn or Ernie. It was funded with £250,000 of National Lottery money.
I've never been to Ramsbottom before, never even heard of it until recently, and it seems a really nice place actually. So what's brought me here? Well, all will be revealed.
From Ramsbottom, I drove up the hill to the Peel Tower car park, just south of the village of Holcombe, where I parked my car and started my walk.
The reason I came to Ramsbottom today was because there's a walk nearby that was recommended to me, and the walk all revolves around that.
I would get to the tower on the hill later on, so for now I followed Holcombe Old Road, a wonderful cobbled lane which soon led me into Holcombe. The village has a pub called the Shoulder of Mutton, a restaurant, church and primary school. At one time, Holcombe also had a shop, a post office, a lock-up and a regular bus service linking it to Holcombe Brook, a neighbouring village in the valley bottom 1 mile to the south. Opposite the pub, I turned off along a rising stony track. As I continued to climb, the track crossed the boundary of the National Trust's Holcombe Moor estate. There is an invigorating openness about Holcombe Moor, from which the views are wonderful. Incredibly, the moor was identified as a possible nuclear waste dumping ground, according to previously top-secret reports. The 586-acre moor, owned by the Ministry of Defence, was one of only 3 sites in Greater Manchester to be put on the list in the mid-1980s. Holcombe Moor is part of the West Pennine Moors, which cover an area of about 90 square miles of moorland and reservoirs in Greater Manchester and Lancashire. The West Pennine Moors are separated from the main Pennine Range by the Irwell Valley, which I could see to my right. The area is of historical importance, with archaeological evidence of human activity from Neolithic times. The West Pennine Moors are close to urban areas, the dramatic backdrop to Bolton, Blackburn and Bury and neighbouring towns, providing panoramic views across the Lancashire Plain and the Greater Manchester conurbation. United Utilities owns around 40% of the land for water catchment. Eventually, I passed through a gate and into a walled lane as I reached Chatterton Close. I soon passed along the top edge of Buckton Wood. From the far corner of the woodland, I turned left to climb a cobbled track.
I always enjoy exploring new places, and coming here today, a place where I've never been before today, is lovely. And I do hope that more people recommend places for me to discover. Although I've actually been to lots of places in the UK, there are still a lot of places I haven't been to, and some will get overlooked because they may not be an obvious place to visit. But because somebody recommended this walk to me, it drew my attention to it, and I thought, yes, this looks a really interesting place to come to, and I'm really glad I have to, because not only is this a nice place, it's also inspired me to discover other places in this general area.
At the top, I joined a rising track, where the route tracks along the boundary of an army firing range. Red flags are hoisted when the range is in use. the path eased on across the moor, where my views were more open than ever. Eventually, I came to a squat four-sided monument that marks the site of an ancient pilgrim's cross. I stopped to read what was inscribed on each of the four sides. On this site stood the ancient pilgrim's cross. It was existing in AD 1176, and probably much earlier. Pilgrims to Whalley Abbey prayed and rested here. Nothing is known of the removal of the ancient cross, but its massive socketed foundation stone remained here until August 1901. In AD 1176 and in AD 1225, the Pilgrim's Cross is named in charters of gifts of land in Holcombe Forest. In AD 1662, King Charles II gave this manor to General Monk, Duke of Albemarle, through whom it has descended to the present Lord of the manor. This memorial stone was placed here May 24, 1902, by the copyholders of the manor and others. From the monument, I moved on away from the firing range on a peaty path across the moor, heading towards Harcles Hill. I gradually eased up onto the grassy top of a small hill with its pile of stones. The view from here is superb. Pendle Hill lies to the north, Winter Hill to the west, and the southern skyline is crammed with the undulations of the Peak District. As I reached the top of Harcles Hill, I headed towards the last and major feature of today's walk. That's the main reason I'm here today.
That really is a wonderful monument.
The Peel Tower is one of the most impressive sights in northwest England. It stands 128 feet high on Holcombe Hill, overlooking Holcombe Village and Ramsbottom. The Peel Tower, also known as the Peel Monument, was opened in 1852 to commemorate the life of the Conservative politician Sir Robert Peel. He was born in Bury in 1788 and laid the foundations of the modern police force. Indeed, when the first policemen appeared, they were called Peelers. Later, they became known as Roberts, and then, in more recent years, the more familiar Bobbies. The tower is a striking landmark and has a viewing platform from which to look across the surrounding countryside. The original internal staircase eventually became unsafe and was bricked up. Later, the tower was reconditioned and a new staircase provided.
There are some days of the year, but not many unfortunately, where the tower is open to the public by local volunteers, so you can actually walk up inside the staircase right to the top. And you'll know it's open when there is a flag flying on top of the tower.
Even though I wasn't able to go inside the Peel Tower today, I could still get marvellous views over the Greater Manchester conurbation.
I'm just about at the end of my walk now, and it's been lovely walking across Holcombe Moor and up here to Peel Tower, somewhere I've never been before. So I've just got to walk down this hill and I'll be back just outside Holcombe Village where I started my walk. But before I go, I'd like to say thank you to John Kelly, as it was he who recommended to me this wonderful walk up to Peel Tower. Cheers John, and all the best.